So, we got to talk a little bit about Potato McWhiskey, YouTube, the whole shebang, okay? Now, I didn't actually prepare this. I just hit record. I should look at the camera, right? Because that's like how to be authentic and meaningful and like blah 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 blah. So basically, this is kind of like a channel update about where I'm at, what's been going on, because I think a lot of people have noticed that the channel, like, there hasn't been videos. And the short version of the story is I've been struggling a lot with my mental health. Just for context, like, you know, for the background of this kind of thing is that, you know, since I was young, say 11, 12, 13, that kind of age, I've always struggled with pretty chronic depression and haven't been very functional, right? So like I had a hard time going to school, I had a hard time doing homework, you know, all beginning with that age. I had a hard time holding down jobs. I would sleep, you know, 12 to 16 hours a day because of depression. I would engage in lots of different kinds of escapism, right? So like playing video games is one type, doing drugs is another, going out and drinking. And I would avoid reality by doing a variety of these things when I was that age. And that's just kind of like the context here, is that I'm having a really bad time with depression. And I think it also coincides with a few other things that kind of sucked for me. Even though I'm having like the really crappy thing about depression is that objectively this is the most awesome period of my life. Like if you just look at the facts, like I have a fiance, I'm getting married, I have a really successful career, I love my job, I have a secondary career where I play Dungeons and Dragons with a bunch of people that I love and I think are awesome. But the problem is, because I have a disease, I don't want to get out of bed. I can't sleep at night, and I want to, like, I think about, you know, fucking tying something around my neck and jumping off a bridge every day. And that is just the unfortunate reality of having a disease, right? Having a disease of the mind. And it's been pretty bad the last 6 months. And so I'm not going to kill myself. I'm not going to hurt myself. I'm just giving you the reality of the situation. Is that my depression has been the worst it has been in about 5 years. In the last, I want to say, year. And particularly, it got really intense in the last 6 months. But I'm well versed in it, but it's also very confusing for people around me and obviously my audience, because there is no information. And I find it's because there is no real way to communicate it that helps. Even my partner or my family, like, it's hard to explain to them, you know, through a combination of ADHD and depression, both of which I have diagnosed and I take medication for. It's hard to explain that it's not that I don't want to do things. It's not that I don't enjoy things. It's that it's getting to the point of doing things or enjoying things is very difficult for me right now. So like, pretty much the only thing I'm enjoying in life right now is sleeping, which is not healthy to sleep all the time, right? You need to get out there, you need to get exercise, you need to keep your brain active, you need to do all this stuff. But again, I have a disease, right? And it's a comorbid or complex case because I also have ADHD, which compounds, you know, with anxiety. I have anxiety. It's difficult for me to get started with things. I'm very much so a momentum-based person, and I've just had a lot of things kick me back momentum-wise, and I'm struggling with the stress of life a little bit. You know, the unfortunate thing is that having a sick mind isn't rational, in the sense that, like, I sit here a lot and I rationalize with myself, like, hey, you know, you would feel better if you got up and you made a YouTube video. And I'm like, yeah, I would. And then I just don't. Or like, take the Patreon, right? There's people who are paying for the Patreon, and it's been like 3 months since I've done a video. I think about that literally every single day, and it's crippling to me emotionally that I can't even load up Terra Invicta to finish this series, or I can't even log on to Patreon and tell them what's up. That is how bad and how difficult it is to deal with a sort of combination of anxiety, depression, and ADHD. They all kind of create this reinforcing block that's quite difficult to get out of. Now, what I'm doing is I'm making a really huge effort to get out and go for walks. And that sounds like, oh, wow, dude, you're going for walks. We have no idea, like, the mental buff that is. Or, like, I'm trying to get sleep and I'm trying to eat healthy. And you have no idea these sort of, like, rituals of self-care, how much they tide me over and get me through these tough times. Anyway, so basically, yeah, I've been having a tough time. And that's normal for me. It was actually abnormal for me to be having a good time, just to be clear. Usually the only time I'm having a good time in work is during the actual recording, like the edit and the releasing and the comments and all that sort of stuff. Those are good times too, but not as good. Those are kind of like medium times. But yeah, I think it's also been kind of a few things, is that I've also been having like a personal crisis with regards to the state of the world. And I think this is kind of like normal that everyone goes through, is when you start thinking about like, oh, do I want to have a family? I'm getting married. Do I want to have kids? And then you start looking at the world with kind of a more critical eye, and you're like, holy shit, this world is fucked. How could I ever bring kids into this? Like, just like 20 years of a government that doesn't understand that, like, the fundamental thing that makes a society function is like affordable housing and, productive jobs. And somehow they're completely ideologically incapable of like doing the solution that is required, which is like extreme. Like, and it gets worse every year, and I'm like, why should I just run for office? And then, like, everyone I know who's in politics is absolutely miserable all the time, so maybe I should just stick to YouTube. But like, I'm incredibly every time I think about this, I come to the conclusion that I should just be voted emperor of the known universe, and I could literally fix everything, because it would just be like, okay, let's read all of the housing regulations in the country and the justifications for them, and then, like, trim, and then let's form a state construction company that acts as the minimum supplier, because housing is kind of like a utility, right? It's like electricity. It's like water. These are things that the government needs to be strategically considered. It's like food, certain things are strategic. You need to make sure. So like a state construction company that just always builds. And like the crazy thing about housing, okay, I am so radicalized about housing. Can you tell I live in Ireland? It's like the one good commodity or whatever that you actually know how much you need. Like, it's probably the most centrally plannable resource on Earth, because you're just like, okay, the average number of people that live in a house is like 4 or whatever, okay? We have 5 million people. Therefore, we need this many houses. And then you could do the next order of analysis. Is like, oh, between the ages of 18 and 30, people are more likely to live in 2-person households. So we need additional XYZ many units. And like, this is actually just so, it's so obvious. Just like build houses. Like just actually like buy low density land in the city center. There are single family homes within walking distance of our government capital, like fucking the Dáil. There are single family homes within walking distance of that in the city center of a European capital with like 1 million plus people. We have like 2 light rails. That's it. Toronto, I went to Toronto and they had like 5 billion light rails. It was insane, dude. Anyway, politics has got me down. Now the other thing is that Civ 7 kind of got me down. There's a reason I haven't played it. Like if I pull up on my Steam right now, I don't know if I can show you this. The last time I played Civ was April 19th. Okay. It's June the 2nd. So April 19th, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 weeks and 2 days since I've actually launched Civ 7. Let me just prove this to you. Right there. Last played April 19th. Because there's kind of a confluence, a conjunction of all these different things, right? I've been having a bad time with my mental health. But also, I have a lot of fun when I'm playing the game, but then when I release the YouTube videos, like, they don't get many views, and that's fine. But more importantly is like the amount of people that come into my comments is shit on me. And I've always had such an awesome community. And I've actually taken like severe psychic damage that somehow I've cultivated like a hater community, which I don't understand at all. Because like, this is like the first time I don't know if other content creators have had this, but I had like a genuine parasocial relationship with the people who watch my videos, where I was like, these people get it. They like me. They like the content. They like the videos. And they don't think I'm a shill. They know who I am. They know what I'm about. But then there's so many people who like just are so like the constant stream of negativity. And when you try to explain this to people, they're like, boo-hoo, cry more, you know. And you get no credit for that. You get like, it's an insane job to get a relentless amount of criticism that isn't even true. And it's like, how do you, like, people say, oh, you just don't let it affect you. And it's like, well, I have like a deep relationship with the people, at least as a community of the people who follow me. And like, how do I not let that affect me when these people who's like, you know, I care about like a few people's opinions in the world. Like, I care about my partner's opinion. I care about my friend's opinion. I care about my family's opinion. And to a certain extent, because I love you guys, like, there's a reason I say I love you all at the end of my videos, because I do. I love you guys. You guys are part of what made this job so awesome. But the relentless stream of like negativity is insane. And then I feel like I've crossed a threshold where interacting with the community isn't fun anymore, because you just there's so much negativity. It's insane. I never had stuff like, I never had it before. Before Civ 7, everyone was chill. You might occasionally get a criticism, and then I would clarify it. People say like, oh, blah, 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 blah. And I would say, hey, actually, you're misremembering. This is what actually happened. But it's actually insane. The world's gone mad. Like, I don't know how I cultivated a community of haters. Like, I did that Anno sponsored video because I've been barely able to drag myself to do any content, and occasionally I'm taking a sponsored video so I can still pay my editors. And it's like, this is an Anno video. Okay, Civ 7 is horrible. Another Ubisoft shill. Bro, this ad and the recent content on the channel are primarily one thing. It's I know how badly Firaxis messed up Civilization 7. I don't even think they messed up Civ 7 that bad. I think they messed it up. I mean, I could do a whole video. I plan to do a video where I'm like, Civ 7 should have been early access. Things I don't like about Civ 7. What I think the developers got wrong about Civ 7. Yeah. Anyway. But like, I know those are small examples, but you have to understand that like I've been getting less and less of that because I just haven't been posting as much. And the crazy thing about this is like it doesn't matter how many examples I will pull, there will always be someone who's like, "Oh, you call that harassment?" And I'm like, "No, I'm not saying it's harassment. I'm saying it's like this relentless storm of negativity. It's like you don't get it. You don't understand." You try to explain it to people. There are people out there who do get it, but there's a reason content creators choose not to talk about this part of the job, right? Where they don't talk, because if you tell people that the negative comments get to you, and they do get to me, but like here's the thing: if you give me a really shitty negative comment, you only get to do that once because I instantly ban you. When you get banned off my channel permanently the second I read you drop a shitty comment. So you get to be shitty to me once, okay? So use that wisely. Now, usually in these kind of videos, there's kind of a clarifying point where it's like, oh, what will the future hold? I don't know, man. I don't know if I'm going to get better. I'm going to try. But like, I'm not going to sit here and tell you, oh man, I'm going to knuckle down. I'm going to do it, because I might not. I might just continue to get worse. That is the reality of dealing with, the triple whammy of fucking ADHD, executive dysfunction, anxiety, and depression. This triple whammy, this bad hand that I was dealt, that I've made the most of over the years. Yeah. So I'm sorry to people that I let down, particularly the patrons, because they're paying for stuff. And the second I finish this video, I'm going to go try to record Terra Invicta. I'm going to force myself through it. And because those people are actually paying for a service, so I need to give them that service. Yeah. When it comes to content creation, like, I'm in this really weird place where the thing that I love to do is Let's Plays, where I'm just playing the game and I'm talking and I'm exploring and I'm enjoying. But I also have this like creative desire to do like reviews and stuff like that, and it's hard. It's difficult, man. I think just like dealing with an endless storm of negativity has like multiplied how bad of a time I'm having. And it's kind of weird though, because like, it's going to sound so stupid, but I like had a parasocial relationship with my community, with the people who watch my videos, to the point where I kind of felt betrayed. That people were so negative. I know it's going to sound really dumb, but like, I thought people were more chill. Yeah. People talk a lot about people having parasocial relationships with the streamer or the YouTuber, but not about the YouTuber having a parasocial relationship with the audience. And I think that's actually like a really big thing. I mean, it's why audience capture is a thing. I don't experience audience capture purely because of who I am. In the sense that I feel, let me rephrase that, I feel the feelings of audio capture, but I don't act the actions of audio capture because of my executive dysfunction, right? Rather, the audience capture just makes me feel paralyzed, where other people might, you know, double or triple down on their content or their opinions when it comes to politics, like for example. But for me, that's just paralyzing when the thing that I feel pushed to do doesn't align with the thing that I want to do. That's just paralyzing for me. So to be clear, it's not that I'm better than people or whatever, that I'm not. Oh, I'm not. Audience capture doesn't get me. It's more so that I am just slightly different. Yeah. Content creation is difficult, but it's also the easiest job in the world. That's the thing people don't understand, because almost all of the challenges happen in my head. And I get frustrated with myself sometimes. Sometimes I'm like, why don't you just make the video, dude? Why don't you just record a video? And sometimes I think, what if I just stopped uploading and I just started a games company? What if I just did that, right? Like, complete career switch. Who gives a damn? Whatever. But then I'm like, you know, I'm buying a house. I got to think about the money now. And that is paralyzing as well. I don't function well in that kind of environment. This is depressing. And I've got like 2 employees who rely on me for an income. They're not they're not exactly employees, they're like contractors, but whatever. Like, there's 2 people, their income relies on me. And if I don't make money, I pay them anyway. So now my income is dying. But I don't care about me, so I'm happy to pay them, you know. But then I also think about my fiance, the house, this. And it makes me want to scream and just run away from it all. But you can't, right? You can't do that, because that's part of growing up. Everyone wants to scream and run away from it all. And you just go, I can't scream and run away from it all. And you just knuckle down and you get it done. And I'm going to continue doing my best to do that. I kind of hate that this video is going to be phrased through the lens of Civilization 7. But if it's going to be anyway, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just going to say, like, why I haven't played Civ 7 in 8 weeks or whatever. I don't remember how long it was. The short version is, I'm having a hard time. And my executive function is paralyzed. And the things that I'm working on right now is, I'm going to, pretty much the second I finish this, I'm going to call my therapist, my psychiatrist, who is my medication prescriber. I'm going to ask him for a sooner appointment so that we could talk about my medication plan, because maybe I need to change up my medication, because I've been on this medication for like a year, nearly 2 years. I don't remember how long, and it's been working great. But I'm dipping back into the place that I was before. So maybe we need to up the dosage. Maybe we need to change medication. Who knows, right? Maybe I need to get back into a little bit more therapy, a little more counseling, because I was doing good on the therapy and the counseling, and I took a little break from it, but maybe I need it back. I think I need to change things up. The main thing I'm doing is trying to look after myself. And I'm in an incredibly fortunate position where I don't have to fight for my food every day. You know what I mean? Like, I don't spend a lot of the money, and I've made a decent amount. So I've got reserves, so I could take my time. I can get better. And it just, like, the thing that really fucks me up sometimes, especially, this is kind of like going back to the politics thing, is that there's people who feel the way that I do, and they don't have the resources that I have. And they just feel fucking miserable day in and day out. And I'm like, yeah, why wouldn't you kill yourself? You're forced to fucking do something you hate just so that you can afford to food, to be yelled at by someone in your home that you don't even want to live with. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, just build more houses so people can fucking get out of these horrifying situations. Really, I love you all. And I try not to think about that shit because it fucks me up. When I think about like the way I feel right now, like the crazy thing is, okay, humans aren't meant to be depressed, okay? I live an objectively awesome life, and I fucking want to, I wake up and I want to just fucking gun to the back of my cortex every day, okay? Even though my life is awesome, I have an awesome partner, I have a pet rabbit who loves me, I fluff and touch, and she's amazing, and she's cute and adorable. I live in a great place. I live in a wonderful, like everything is awesome, and I just fucking hate it all. I just want to fucking. And now I think about, like, I have a disease. Okay, now I'm thinking about, what about the people who have a shitty life? I mean, like, they're working 2-3 jobs. They have kids they didn't mean to have. They have family who doesn't appreciate them. They have people around them that are on drugs, people who need to be in therapy but aren't. They've got mental health issues that they're forced to deal with. Other people's mental... I don't have any of that. My life is fucking sunshine and rainbows, and I want to die. Okay? Now I'm thinking... I got my moisturizing lotion. It's not for what you think it's for. It's for your face and your hands. I use it on your mom. No. I just think about those people sometimes, and I'm like, Jesus Christ. Like, I wonder, like, if my life was a little shittier, like, actually, like, if I had to deal with real stress, would I be a statistic? You know what I mean? You ever think about that? That's the shit I think about almost every day. I've never made plans to kill myself. That's an important distinction I want to make. But I think about it all the time. The other thing is, something that also helps is that I know if I did do it, there'd be a bunch of people online who would celebrate, and I need to stay alive just to fuck those people. Go fuck yourselves. Yeah, anyway, long story short, I'm having a rough time. Maybe it'll get better, maybe it won't. I hope you guys are doing good. Yeah, I love you all very much. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Trying to click end video without looking.